That can do so as well. Ladies and gentlemen, and first of all, good afternoon. And I want to say what a pleasure it is to be here on a day that is a really good day for Lismore, a good day for Waterford, and also a very good day for Irish tourism and heritage. One of the most influential scientists in Irish history was born right beside us here almost 400 years ago. Robert Boyle was more than a leading chemist. He also helped to unlock the world of scientific discovery and opened it to everyone. And today we unlock his home place and open it to the world. At Lismore, our past is all around us. We see it in the fine architectural heritage and the traces from ancient times, as well as evidence of the Vikings and the Normans here. And the new Lismore Castle experience, which I just had a chance to experience myself, shines a light on an exciting past and projects it to all parts of Ireland and beyond. So it's a real honour to be here today to open the refurbished Heritage Centre, and I particularly want to thank Malafahi and the board of the Lismore Heritage Company for inviting me to do the honours. And I also want to thank Lord and Lady Burlington and their family for their support and to acknowledge the contribution of Fáilte Ireland. This centre has a story that people want to hear, and we know that because of the feedback the visitors give us. And over the years they've kept saying one thing: they come to this beautiful town, and of course they want to see inside the castle. And the new castle experience uses the very best of 21st century technology to bring this historic building to life. With 360-degree panoramic imagery and touchscreen technology, visitors are brought through the experience with their own personal guide. The government firmly believes that heritage is something that we want to share with the world, and we need to invest in it to make that possible. Our ambition is to help towns like Lismore and towns like this all over the country to thrive, and for that reason the government, through Fáilte Ireland, gave a grant of $75,000 to finance this experience. That was added to with funding from the Heritage Company and also from Waterford City and County Council. And that allowed us to turn this vision into reality. Here in what we describe in tourism terms as Ireland's Ancient East, we have a brand that offers an outstanding tourism experience to visitors through world-class storytelling and interpretation. And in Lismore we have something that I think every visitor to Ireland should want to see. So far we've invested about 2.1 million on 19 different projects as part of a scheme to improve the quality of interpretation, animation and storytelling throughout the Ancient East. We know that we need to provide new attractions and new reasons for people to visit, but we also need to refresh and modernise the existing ones as well. Our ambition for this county is to increase the number of visitors by about 15% every year, so that by 2022, over 1 million people will visit the county annually. That could be people visiting overseas, or people coming here from other parts of the country for a weekend or a week. And we do this because we firmly believe that investing in tourism really generates rewards, particularly in terms of creating employment in smaller towns and rural areas, where it's much harder to attract other forms of economic investment. So over the next 4 years, Brexit or no Brexit, 108 million will be invested in tourism capital infrastructure across the country under Project Ireland 2040. And 150 million will be invested through Fáilte Ireland on developing new attractions of scale to transform the tourism landscape around the country. We've seen a taste of that in the recent past, projects like the Waterford Greenway, the Dacia Greenway, and the Viking Triangle in Waterford, but we can do much more than that in the years ahead. We want to do so to provide employment, attracting people to Lismore and to Waterford, and also encouraging to spend time in your hotels, in your restaurants, in your bars and businesses, and while spending their time there, hopefully spending some money as well. And it's all part of a wider programme of investment for the South East. Under Project Ireland 2040, we've already funded 17 projects in the South East, including 6 million in funding for a new bridge in the city, 1.35 million to transform Tramore Town Centre, as well as funding for the Blackwater River Park. We're also investing in public transport, in education and in health infrastructure. And I recently had the honour to open the new M11 Goria-Muscorthy motorway, and we're close to completing the N25 New Ross bypass that should be done by the end of the year and will have Ireland's longest bridge. There are 4 new school projects in progress across the county, including Blackwater Community School not too far from here. Dungarvan is a new primary care centre, and Waterford Hospital a new 5-storey wing, which will open later this year. I know there is a very active debate in Waterford at present about how the region is doing economically. And of course, people will always use statistics to support whatever their argument is. But there are 2 things that are indisputable. The first is that the South East region is growing. Unemployment is about half what it was 6 years ago when I first visited the centre. There are more jobs and the population is rising. The second thing is also true, and that's that this region isn't doing as well as some other regions in the country, and should and could be doing better. And that raises the question as to what is the one most important thing, what is the biggest intervention that could really make a difference. And I think that is securing a technological university for the South East, based in Waterford. I think it will do for the region what UL did for the Midwest region in Limerick. It means the end to the brain drain. It means more students being able to stay in the region if they want to. It means students being attracted in from other parts of the country and other parts of the world. It means that businesses are spun off by the university, and we see that all over the country. And it means that it's much easier to attract FDI and investment into the region if they know there's a university there for research funding and a supply of graduates. So that's something that I'm determined to get done and over the line in 2020. Before I finish, I want to pay tribute to the Lismore Heritage Company for honouring the legacy of Robert Boyle by getting involved in rural development, training and education. Your STEM programme reaches 10,000 children a year, which really is quite phenomenal. And finally, I want to acknowledge that for 28 years, this Heritage Centre has been helping the people of Waterford in different ways. Over 30,000 people coming through the doors every year, and that number is rising. Due in part to the Community Services Programme, the centre is now open 7 days a week. This is a thriving community, and Lismore is a truly beautiful town, and I hope you're proud of it. It is easily one of the most beautiful towns in Ireland. We see it all around, and of course it's not surprising that you've won the Tiny Towns competition so many times. And this centre helps to connect Lismore's built and natural heritage. You're promoting environmental awareness and sustaining it and celebrating it through your tree planting and beautifully maintained gardens. And these are a really important part of our heritage too, because heritage isn't just about buildings, it's our natural heritage as well. So to end, it really gives me great pleasure, and it is a great privilege, to declare the newly refurbished Lismore Heritage Centre officially open. Thank you very much.